Sabersim'S entry editor is an extremely powerful tool that will save you time and reduce the risk of costly errors when you are getting your lineups out of Sabersim and into the sites you're playing on. You should be using this tool every single day you're playing DFS, no matter what site you're playing, no matter what sport you're playing, and no matter how many lineups you're playing. This video is a quick walkthrough of how it all works. You can find the entry editor here by clicking the Entries tab in the main navigation on the Sabersim app. When you first click this, you'll see a prompt that says to get started, upload your entries file. But fortunately, we've made this extremely easy and have a link to download the file directly from the site you're playing on. In the case of DraftKings and Yahoo, if you click this link, we'll immediately just start downloading the file for you by going directly to those sites and getting it. In the case of FanDuel, we'll take you to the upcoming tab on their site where you can download the file yourself. From there, click the Upload Entries file and upload the file you just downloaded. And this is the entry editor. On the left, you'll see your exposures for your players, team stacks, game stacks, and stack types, also sortable by position for all of your lineups in your entries file. And on the right, you'll see a summary of the lineups that you're playing. Let's first talk about what the process looks like from getting your lineups from your builds on Sabersim into your entries file with the entry editor. And this starts once you have some builds that have been complete with lineups that you intend to play that night. It all starts with this Fill Contest with Lineups button. So we can click this here, and what we're going to see is a couple options here. First, under this Lineups tab, we'll see a list of every build that we ran here, along with the names of individual lineup sets that come from that individual build. So we can go ahead and select, for example, a set of lineups, and then we're going to be asked to use a fill method or to apply a fill method for how those lineups are going to be applied to the contests. So let's talk about what each of these is. We'll go ahead and use the ranked fill method first and click apply. What the ranked fill method is doing is it is going to take each lineup from the individual lineup set and enter the first lineup in that set sorted by Saber score or projected score as the number one lineup going into every single contest. In this particular case with this contest mix, that would mean my number one overall lineup went into the double up, went into the quarter jukebox, and went into the satellite. Then the second, third, fourth, and the remaining 20 lineups would all go into the quarter jukebox. So the rank fill is going to enter all of the lineups. They're going to fill up all the lineups top to bottom with the top lineups in that individual build. It's easiest to understand ranked when you compare it directly to unique. So let's open this back up and talk about what unique does. In this case, the unique build here has 22 unique lineups in it, 22 different lineups. When I click the unique fill method and apply here, every single entry we have here, including the single entry double up, the satellite, and our 20 entries into the quarter jukebox, are getting a unique lineup. There is not a single lineup that would be shared between all 22 of these different entries. Finally, we have the exact match option here. What the exact match option is going to do is it is only going to fill a contest with your particular build if it matches the exact number of lineups in that particular contest. So for example, in this case, we have a one lineup set. If I fill this with exact match, it's going to say it's only going to fill 2 out of 3 contests because there are only 2 contests of our 3 that have exactly one entry. And we can click yes, and we'll see now that we're filling those 2 specifically by the exact match format. One thing to note here is that we're aware of the fact that a lot of times there's going to be very different lineups that you want to go into different contests based on what type of contest it is. We have logic built into the entry editor to identify if a lineup is a cash contest, or if a contest is a cash contest, a GPP contest, or a satellite contest. And you can filter all of your lineups by these different types. So, for example, let's say that we wanted to do our cash lineup first. We can go up here, filter by cash, and fill only our cash lineup with our cash build. Then we can proceed to the GPP lineups and fill only our GPP lineup with our GPP build. Then finally, if we want to separate out our satellite lineup here, we can click to our satellite lineup and fill our satellite with the satellite build. And when we go back to all, each individual contest will have the lineups from the right according build here. A couple other things before we wrap this up here. There are a few other buttons worth looking at. First of all, the upload new entries button is always a good thing to use if you need to just start over. Sometimes if you've been playing around in the entry editor and you're out of sync with what your lineups actually look like in your contests, you can click the upload new entries button, re-click the download template file link, and then upload the new file. Finally, once you're actually ready to go, you can click this download all entries button. When you click this, there's going to be two different pop-ups that come up here. The first is download entries, which will simply just prompt you to download the file. The second, and the one that I think is a little bit more convenient, will say download and open DraftKings, FanDuel, or Yahoo, whatever site you're on. For all three sites, it's going to download the file and take you directly to the right page you need to upload that file. And you can just go ahead, upload CSV, and your lineups will be entered into the contests. The last button you probably see up here is the swap button. Of course, our swap tools, quick swap and late swap, also live in the entry editor, but I'm going to leave breaking down these swap tools for a separate video. I hope this was a helpful introduction to the entry editor and shows you how much power and how much time this thing can save you. But if you have any other questions, as always, feel free to reach out in the Runpuresports Discord or watch some of our other tutorials. Thanks and good luck.